What up? You're listening to Pauly on the Pod with Pauly Walnuts and Docta Jones at Camo.
Hey guys, your boy Pauly. I got Doc on the line with me.
What's going on, buddy?
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. If you don't mind, take this time to like, subscribe, and share the podcast. And the best way to show your support is to give us a 5-star rating. If you do so now, we would be stoked. Anyways,
I'd be pretty hyped.
Super hyped. Thanks for tuning in, like I said. Thanks for your patience. It's been a couple weeks since we posted an episode, but I've personally been in the throes of moving across town as well as working my full-time job, and then we just had celebrated Kona's 45th anniversary, which
what a
was,
good time.
Man, it was so lit. Just for everybody that was out there, we had Steve Van Dorn, the owner of Vans, out there. We had Stevie
Signed my
Caballero.
cane.
He signed your cane. Yeah, how many people did you get sign your cane?
I had Steve Van Dorn, Christian Assoy, Steve Caballero, and Steve Olson.
Hell yeah, yeah. I mean,
Alex Olson's dad.
Yep. That Steve Olson, he was also out there with Dave Hackett. They were running some downhill races down the Snake Run. We had the Dern brothers out there doing bangers for bucks on the handrail. Insta Ramp, big shout out to those guys. They came out and set up a mini ramp, and there was a bangers for bucks at the end of the night.
Paul Hart was there.
Paul Hart was there. Yep, hometown hero. Stevie Cab and his band Urethane played, and man, what a pleasure to see them play live. Man, I dig that band. I love them.
Man, it was pretty insane, dude.
So started off early that morning, went all day. There was a VIP party that Friday night, which went off, and it culminated with a huge bonfire at the end of the day on Saturday during the Insta Ramp Jam. But speaking of hometown heroes and such, man, this was a bucket list guest. When I first started out to do the podcast, I had made a list of some people locally that, you know, I knew or were acquaintances or had yet to meet that was like, man, if I can get these guys on, I'll be doing something and I'll be going on my way. And at that top of the list was Mike Peterson, man. And I couldn't be more stoked to have old Dinger on this episode. We sat down in Chris's garage in front of a fan and just chopped it up. What did we talk about? We talked about everything from skateboarding to fast food to fucking...
Yeah, they're talking there's like 30 minutes of fast food talk in there, dude.
Everything in between. Yeah, you'd think we're some fast food connoisseurs. But anyway...
They talked about the block and how it came to be.
Yep. Oh yeah, and in a bunch of cool stories, man. We look forward to having Dinger on again in the future. But for now, guys, enjoy this episode. It was a pleasure. The hometown hero himself, Mike the Dinger
episode, dude.
Peterson.
Funnest episode.
Let's fucking get it.
Let's get it, boys.
This should be played at high volume.
Pauly on the Pod.
Fucking Italian people. Look how you've grown up, Pauly.
Docta Jones. You know what? He's crazy.
It's a pride thing.
Call him Docta Jones, dog.
Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Docta Jones, no time for love.
You are listening to Pauly on the Pod.
So shut the fuck up, Papa.
Yo, let's go. With Pauly Walnuts and Docta Jones.
Hey guys, your boy Pauly.
Hey, it's the doctor.
And we are here with the man, the myth, the legend, local guy, Mike Peterson. Welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello.
Is anybody in there?
So, yeah, man, super stoked to have you on, Mike. Just growing up here skating in Jacksonville, obviously, we've all grown up watching you, idolizing, being stoked to watch you skate over the years. I remember kind of growing up, all my friends wanted to skate street, and I just kind of skated both. And you were a huge inspiration for that, man. Just the full charge, like
didn't matter, dude. You skated everything. Fucking stoked.
Yeah, I think a lot of that is the era I grew up in. Is like when I was a kid, like it was right around the time when it was no longer like just trainee skating. Everything was evolving to street and trainee. So like when we grew up, we skated whatever was skatable.
Hell yeah.
Like you'd either go to Kona or you'd go like downtown, and then there was the block, the actual foundation spot that
Fuck yeah.
that like by Regency. And so when I was growing up, that's just how we did it. Like it wasn't like you just had one particular thing. So it was sick. Like,
when did you start skating? How old were you?
9.
9. Fuck yeah.
Fuck, dude. It was
first board?
What year was that? 1984.
Holy
hell yeah.
85.
How
Yeah.
old
yeah.
are you, dude?
46.
Jesus Christ.
I was born in 85. You've been skating as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick. Hell yeah.
The first
And
board
still
I
charging.
had, let me think. The first like ghetto board I had was like a Veriflex from like a toy store.
Yeah.
And I remember I would just ride around my neighborhood on my knees,
Yeah.
pushing around. And then a buddy of mine that I knew, his name was Matt Mills. I still remember that. He was a little older. He built a half pipe at his house in the valley right here.
Oh, cool.
really?
Like right around the
Actually,
corner,
like,
yeah.
right here.
You're from the
And-
Monument area,
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah. So he built a half pipe right there, and it didn't have any flat bottom. This is like
Fuck yeah,
like
dude.
The U.
Yes.
Yep. The
Yeah,
legit half of a pipe.
Right, and it was just like built next to his house on an empty lot. And anyway, I went over there and kind of he had like a I think he had like a Steve Stedham, like a Powell.
Hell yeah.
Peralta, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I ended up getting like my first real board was a Vision Ghost, is what it
No
was called.
shit.
Fuck yeah.
You could probably look that up. It's kind of crazy.
You know
it was
what
like a skull head with a graveyard in the background.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and it was called Vision Ghost. And then yeah, it was pretty much it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
First skate park you skated, would that be Kona, or was there some?
Yeah, Kona was the first place I went.
Hell yeah.
Actually, the first time I went to Kona, I remember checking in and I was crying because my mom wasn't there to sign the
waiver.
Yeah.
Back when it was the card catalog system.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. And then when they called her and they were able to do it over the phone, and I didn't even skate. I was so scared. I walked out there and everything. You know,
Was
when
so
you go
huge.
out there
The first
and
time,
plus
dude.
you're like 10.
Yeah.
So like, and dude, back then there was like, I mean, Kona, there'd be 100 people there every day.
Yeah.
It was like hot.
It
You
was
know
the
what I'm
spot,
saying?
yeah.
So I remember just walking around, holding my board fully like padded up in rental pads and shit. And yeah, so I'll never forget that. Just, I remember crying. Miss Ramos
Is that
was
the one?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Grandma Ramos.
Yep.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
The shape was different, I think. Maybe, no, is that an OG one?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
an
a
OG
real
one.
Yeah, that was it. Vision Ghost. It
Yeah.
looked like that, but it was more like neon-y a little
Okay.
bit. Like the colors were different and shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but, yep.
Yeah, no, that's right, man.
Yeah.
So
I think it's
no, go ahead, Chris.
I think it's funny that the old spot called the Block is now called the Best Bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then wasn't it Garden Ridge
It
for
was
a while?
Garden
Because the
Ridge.
Garden Ridge ledge,
Yeah.
I remember skating that a bunch.
Well, we used to also call it Chrysler because what it was it was an old car dealership, and
Oh,
it
okay.
was a Chrysler dealership.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the whole the foundation was actually the entire store, like where they had cars parked inside.
Oh,
you
sick.
know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when you
yeah,
go to a
yeah, yeah.
dealership,
Yeah, like
they have,
the
like,
showroom floor.
the hot
Yeah, yeah,
car
yeah.
inside,
Mhm.
right? And I guess all that glass and shit got the bulldozed or whatever, so it was just the foundation from the inside of the store.
Oh wow.
And we all either called it Chrysler or the Block. So that was kind of...
And that's where, obviously, homage to that is where the Block skate supply comes from? or-
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck yeah. That's rad.
Yeah, because it got tore down, like, probably, I don't know, we probably skated that place for about 5 years, I think.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And everybody went to that bitch, dude.
Dude,
Yeah,
we
it was sick.
still skated it when I was growing up, and it was Garden Ridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, those Garden Ridge ledges were so much fun.
Yeah.
Me and
So,
Joe Fisher.
like, where Garden Ridge is, though, like,
Yeah.
way in the back, see, the actual foundation was probably only, like, 30, 40 feet from Monument Road.
Oh,
it was
really?
like
It was
right
really
up
close.
front. Right.
Yeah.
So that bank next door with the double-sided curb,
Yep.
like all that
yeah.
shit got
Cool.
skated, and then we'd all eat at Burger King across the street, which is still there.
It's still there. Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Wendy's is gone.
And
And
Piccadilly Cafe was there for a while.
It was kind of funny. They wouldn't let us take our boards in Burger King. So you would go up there, and all these skateboards would be stacked in the
outside.
window.
Oh, holy
in
shit.
front of it. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's
Pretty
funny. Burger
crazy,
King was
man.
above the bus system at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I fucking love everything you guys are doing with the block. Super sick, super inspiring. Every time there's something going on skateboard related, you guys are like in the middle of it. You guys doing anything again for like a little pop up with Street League coming back? I know you guys set up like a little plaza out front there last summer.
Yep. I think they're going to do the skate thing again, but Street League this year is actually indoors.
It's at the arena?
It's in the arena.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
damn.
All right.
So I don't know how much is going to be going on outside yet.
Right.
I think we're still in the works of figuring that out.
Cool.
But I'm hoping that we can. We still have all that stuff stored from last year
Fuck
that
yeah.
we did in front of ViStar or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't know the exact layout yet. So, but I do know we're a part of it, and we're going to be inside, I think, doing
Sweet.
stuff like vendor stuff and
Yeah,
helping with it.
Hell
But
yeah.
I think we're figuring out right now the skate part of it.
Rad.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
So-
you guys are running the Orange Park Skate Park. You got the Block Skate Supply in Springfield, which is like the headquarters with
Yep.
the little plaza out back.
Yep.
You guys have had a couple of iterations. You were in Riverside for a while, and didn't it all start off as like a warehouse thing over off Talleyrand?
Yeah, that's how. So back in 2013, I found this warehouse, 10,000 square foot warehouse, and I always wanted to kind of. My whole idea was like I wanted to kind of duplicate Tampa.
Yeah.
So, but backwards,
Okay.
like the way we built it. Like you know Tampa. I mean, pretty much since like '97 or whatever when they started, or '96. I don't know. They think they started '93, '90.
I think 93 is the year.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah, I think so,
93
too.
or
Yeah.
94. But since they built that street course, it's always been the roll-in pyramid bowl corner.
Yep.
Right.
Like that has never changed.
Yeah.
So I that line, that whoever thought of that, I don't know, it's probably Schaefer, or, one of those guys, or
Right.
Zitzer, one of them, Frazier. But I always thought that setup was so legit.
Yeah, dude.
Because it was like you never had to like really push.
Yep.
And you got the same momentum coming back as going the other way.
Right.
Because the real focus was kind of the pyramid.
Yep. Trick
I
over
mean,
the
you could
pyramid.
do tricks on both things, but right?
Right.
So when I built it, I built the same thing, but the opposite side.
Oh, cool.
So like if you were goofy footed, when you'd go over, you would carve the bowl backside.
So
where at Tampa, you'd be front side.
Right. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm getting kind of out in left field. But anyway,
No, you're good.
so when I always wanted, we never really had, we had this place called Skate Road 13 way back. It was a roller rink. This
Okay.
is I
Way
don't
before
even
the
think you
skateboard
guys
was?
Yeah,
are like,
I moved here in '98.
yeah, so
And
this
that's when
is
I,
like
started
back in
skating.
like late 80s.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
born in 92, so that.
Right. So they would bring ramps out, and you would skate in the roller rink. Like
Okay.
there wouldn't be roller skating.
Almost
They
like what
put
they would
ramps,
do for demos, kind of roll it out, kind of
right,
thing.
and
Yeah.
then just put it up, right? So anyway, that was kind of my first experience with like an indoor skate thing.
Yeah.
And then Tampa though was the big influence, because when you started going there, it's like, dude, this is fucking sick.
So
and it's in
sick.
the ghetto. You can do whatever the fuck
Fuck
you
you want.
want.
Yep.
Nobody's gonna, you could
Got the
have
Howard
live
J.
shows in this bitch at 2 a.m. You ain't getting complaints.
Yeah, no,
Nobody's
not at all.
around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a stripper
So-
hotel right next to Tampa, so.
Yeah, it
more
was
worried about
this
that.
like the coolest idea,
Yeah.
and I really I don't want to say I wanted to copy it, but I just wanted like that here.
Right.
I was like, dude, we can be doing this here
For sure.
It's
right?
Yeah, yeah.
And working with each other and whatever. So anyway, I found the warehouse, we built it all, but then the city, there was like zoning issues and just bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's
Bureaucracy.
when and I had done all this kind of on my own kind of thing. I had a bunch of people with me helping and building the park. Mike Cruz, Eric Haddock, Tony Adams.
Shout out Mike Cruz. Love Mike Cruz.
My buddy Keith and just endless people came in and helped. But then Pete and James came along.
Yep.
And
Pete
I kind of brought in. Yes. Okay. So Pete was always kind of there.
Shout out Pete.
And then it when everything started kind of going to shit, that's when Pete and James were like, dude, we should just get a shop going and try to figure this, because we have kind of the following, and he's like, you've already kind of created this brand.
Yeah.
Let's just open a shop and then work on the skate park, but have the shop going so you have
we're generating some momentum. Right.
Momentum, not even more financially, more just momentum of what we're doing.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So those guys came in, and then I brought them in, partnered up with them, and then we started in Riverside and built the shop over there. You remember that off Park Street?
Yeah, you had a little mini ramp over there for a short time.
I broke my ankle in that mini ramp. I remember it quite well.
And at that time, I was still trying to figure out how to get this indoor thing going.
Right.
My main focus was I got to get this shit going. But it just, in the end, it was just a never-ending battle. And I think it was just that, I don't want to hate on the city at all, but I just don't think that the city understood it.
Yeah, for sure.
They didn't understand what we were doing. You can't. What do you mean?
Especially
a skate park in a warehouse.
Yeah,
what
city
are you
council
fucking talking about?
Was controlled by First Baptist Church heavily for a long time. So anything that was overly progressive or might seem like riffraff, they just wanted to keep it out of.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with the Street League coming to Jacksonville, especially twice down, they're doing it in the Veterans Memorial Center.
Yeah.
That going back to that idea might become a lot easier now that
we've had some indoor skate parks, but it always seems like they've never lasted. From Skate Asylum back in the day, the skateboard house was sick. It was tiny, but it was fun, that little bowl. And then you just had a basic back and forth kind of little street area where when it was raining, which it does all the time here, it's like
it's like Seattle in Florida, though.
Well, no, but I mean, it just comes through and it downpours. It's not even like a mist that can dry up. It just comes and wrecks everything. It's like, why can't we keep a covered skate spot in this town?
Well, and it, both of those I thought were rad, the Skate Asylum and the skateboard house. But I can tell you, and that probably where these two locations were, the amount of money they were spending to keep it open. Just rent and fucking bullshit.
Yeah. There's no way to sustain that.
And that's why where I found where this was, for the amount it was, for the space it was, it could have easily happened.
Right.
We could have kept it going. We could have had bad months and it wouldn't have
really
killed
affected it.
It would have always been able to stay open.
Yeah.
It was financially easy. And I think those two places both would have still been going if they were in a location where they weren't paying fucking who I don't even know, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's
the
hard
skateboard house was right there, Old St. Augustine and San Jose. I mean, that's
a
prime time location.
To fucking be in there.
Heavy traffic area,
right?
Yeah.
And the reason they are is because it is a heavily trafficked area.
Yep.
So anyway, it was an ideal location. It just didn't work out. Didn't pan out.
Yeah. So, is that location taken over yet? Or?
Yeah, I think it's just storage or some shit now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Some guy that anti-picked just putting all his shit up in a warehouse.
Probably.
It could be a fucking, who knows? That's what goes on. But so we moved over there.
Yeah, I did see the city though. Is this still going through? Do you know across from Ram? I know they were talking about doing a skate area with walking paths. On either side. I've seen it in the newspaper and I've heard talk about it, but I'm like, is it really happening? It seems like I've heard this for 5 or 6 years.
Well, there's been the one that I get. This is more of a Pete or James question because they're really heavily involved.
Yeah, which we definitely want to get them on next.
Yeah. Right, and I don't want to say something that I don't know is exactly correct.
No doubt.
But I do know that what was talked about, I know that they're going to do something downtown underneath the overpass, on 95.
Cool.
That's in the works.
Yeah.
Now, we're not really involved in it. We're just
on the peripheral.
Kind of paving the hey, this is, any questions you guys have, call us.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll be glad to help.
Hell yeah.
Sure. But I remember that the one thing that I thought was really cool is they were going to do this, that walkway thing, to Riverside, which is being built. It's like a bike path that
Right.
goes from Springfield to Riverside.
Oh, yeah.
They were going to put Team Payne obstacles
On either side and
on,
shit?
like
Right
in
through it
certain-
and skating it?
Yes.
Fuck yes.
That would be so sick.
Holy
Right.
shit.
Oh,
now,
man.
I don't know where this went because this is like
fingers
2 years.
crossed.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
talking like a bus stop seat
Yeah,
that's
that'd
an
be so
actual
prime.
skatable ledge.
Oh, dude, like the
Like-
one that was by Main Street?
Yeah, but it's like you know how they do the skate art?
Oh, yeah,
You've
for
seen
sure.
that, right?
Yeah.
So like that, and
Love
then
that.
you'd set it in different parts of the
Oh, that's so fucking
Ledges
rad.
that won't be capped. Thank God.
Yeah, right, exactly. So,
Oh, fucking time.
Fuck
but
yeah.
I don't want to say what I don't know.
Yeah,
I
no,
just
for sure.
know that stuff was talked about.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well,
So-
hoping that keeps going forward.
Yeah, I think it's a fucking insanely cool idea.
Hell yeah,
It's
me
rad.
too.
You know, like
I mean, like,
So let me ask you this: you've traveled around, obviously a bunch. I've always, I've never been out to California, but I feel like the two, you got Florida and California, heavy skate cultures. Like, how do you think Florida skate culture community, compares to Cali? Because Cali seems to get a lot of the shine. We got a lot of, guys that come up here, get recognition, and move out there.
Yeah.
But just the politics, the community, like what,
I mean,
Is
when
it the
I went,
same?
I
Is it
think
different?
So when I went to California, I was kind of on the come up thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like after the first time I went to California was after I won Tampa Am.
In '99, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So like I went out there, and I think it was a little, I don't want to say easier, but when you've already met all these people and then you go there, it's like you already feel like it's the same. You're just over there.
Yeah, you already got
You know,
homies.
yeah, right. But I feel like because the scene here are smaller, that we're way more this
Tight knit kind of
out there. It's just kind of like there's people everywhere skating. So
Right.
it's like everybody's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody's whatever, but I don't think there's like the kind of bond that there is here. Because it isn't as big, it still isn't as big as it is out there.
Right.
It's the mecca out there.
It's where all the corporate headquarters for the major brands
and
are.
There's so many fucking skate spots and
Yeah.
so many skate parks.
Perfect weather.
It's like it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like holy shit, man! Fucking everybody skates or surfs or it's fucking
Favorite
wild.
spot out there?
Hollywood High 16.
I liked Washington Street was fun.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That was really cool because I got to see that place kind of be built over
Cool.
time because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
went there when it was just a fucking mound with a curb cut.
Cool.
And then I would go back like 6 months later and this whole section would be built. And then I'd go visit, so I saw it kind of
Hell yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So it was always cool, and it was literally right next to the San Diego airport.
Oh,
like literally, like
sick.
you're skating it, and there's airplanes taking off like fucking a half a mile from you. You can see them going down the runway from the.
Hell yeah.
So like every time you land in San Diego, you get picked up. You
go
just
right
go
there.
right there.
Yeah,
like,
that's fucking sick.
Well, I'd always hit In-N-Out Burger first. That's my favorite skate spot. In-N-Out Burger is like a must off the bat, and then it was straight to Washington Street.
Now, did you go animal style at In-N-Out?
Fuck you, dude. You know this. I know. Get two of them shits. I be fucking sweating out my neck eating that shit. Loving it.
When I went
Loving
to Phoenix for Vocal Mall in the Parks finals and stuff,
Yeah.
fucking, it's the first time having In-N-Out Burger, and one of the homies that was like from out of town was like, yo, you gotta go animal style. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's not even up there. He's like, just do it.
Just
Doesn't-
tell 'em.
They don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you won't seem like a new guy. I'm like, all right. And then, dude, it makes you sweat so fucking hard.
dude.
And, like, I don't
So-
know what it is like about it, but it's not just eating the double cheeseburger. It's everything mixed in with it.
It's like the Chick-fil-A of burger joints.
It really is.
That's what I
Right
call
on.
it. Because
Yeah,
when
I've
you
never
go
been.
to Chick-fil-A, it's like always right. It's always quick, and you're like, God dang, dude, this shit's the same. It's
Fucking chicken is
You're like it's off the
delicious,
charts, right?
yeah.
Every single time, you never get a bad bag.
No.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
You go to Wendy's or some shit, you're like crossing your fingers, like, okay, is this shit? You know what I mean?
Dude, I went to Wendy's fucking just like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, yeah, I want a bacon double stack with only ketchup. And they're like, okay, and I get my burger, and there's no cheese on it, there's no bacon on it.
Oh, no.
And there's just ketchup.
Yeah.
It was like, what the fuck?
I went to Wendy's one time recently. This is funny. And I pulled through the drive-thru, and there wasn't one person behind me or one person in front of me. and I get to the window, and they go, "Hey, can you go park over there so we can bring you your food?" There was nobody in fucking line. I'm like,
Jesus.
I'm like, why do I gotta go over here? Like, are you like really like?
That's wild,
like,
dude.
Nobody's ordering anything. I can just sit here. Like,
if I would have had to wait and they were coming with my cheese and my bacon at the same time,
well, now
would have had no problem.
They're not even offering the junior bacons for the 4 for $4 at Wendy's.
No, I go double stack.
This lady
and
gave me
the double
hella
stacks
sass.
are like $2.80 now. They used to be 99 cents.
So I just pull into Chick-fil-A. That chicken, deep fried in hatred and battered with ignorance. It's delicious every time.
And it's always right. It's always fucking right.
I remember when McDonald's.
And there could be fucking 70 cars in the line, and you got your food in 10 minutes.
Fuck yeah,
it
for
don't
sure.
matter.
No,
Yeah, do not be discouraged by the length of the line at Chick-fil-A, dude.
Yeah.
You'll move through there quickly.
But In-N-Out
you
is
want to hear a
open.
Chick-fil-A story?
Fuck yeah,
bring
dude.
it.
Okay. The guy that owns Chick-fil-A, when COVID happened, a city in South Carolina actually called him, and he came over to direct the traffic because the city was so impressed how he ran his drive-thrus.
That he went and fucking
that
direct-
he went and directed how to get the COVID tests and get people in and out.
Whoa.
Swear to God.
That's wild.
A little Chick-fil-A knowledge.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm not like
Efficiency.
a Chick-fil-A. I mean, I'm not like...
Yo, did you get a new
I just
sponsor we
happened
don't know
to-
about?
Fast food connoisseur with Mike Peterson.
Yeah. So what was your In-N-Out story? Let me hear this.
No, it's a fuck. No, I already told it about.
In Phoenix. When you got
Yeah, when I was in
Wild
Phoenix.
Vulcan Wild in the Parks.
Yeah, I lost the contest, but you know.
Lost the contest.
Hey,
all
you
the
didn't lose.
cholesterol.
You had In-N-Out, dude.
Yeah,
Dude,
That's all that
that's a fucking, I had
Winning
Del
every
Taco.
time.
Dude, I had Del Taco for the first time there too, and their tacos were 39 cents a taco.
Yeah.
Dude, a broke kid come in there with $10 in his
Well,
fucking
remember
name.
cheap ass cheeseburger day, McDonald's early 2000s, dude.
39
Wednesdays.
cents a piece, dude.
I mean,
And all the Hardys are Carl's Jr. And now they're all coming this way.
that's wild.
And let me tell you another one. You go to Australia, they're not called Burger King, they're called Happy Jacks because
What?
the name Burger King was already like
Already
used in Australia.
Oh.
But it's like
So
the
they-
same like
No,
colors and
it's
everything.
Burger King, but it's
Happy
named
Jack.
Happy. I think it's Happy Jacks.
That's
it's,
fucking
it's
crazy.
so weird, but it's Burger King. It's
Yeah.
a Whopper. It's all that
That's
bullshit.
wild. That's
I wanna-
wild.
Yeah, look that up.
I wanna look
I
up-
want to make sure that name's right.
Yeah,
I love it. We're talking about hamburgers.
All right. Pauly on the pod. We're getting to the important topics right here.
like our back porch every night.
Yeah.
Conversations we have.
No, so let me ask you, growing up, who's your favorite skaters? Like, who did you look to and idolize?
I mean,
who
it was always Buck Smith.
Fuck
was
yeah.
like one of my favorites. People and I think Buck and like there was Buck, Bob Reeves, Donnie Griffin, Kevin
Yeah.
Lambert,
Hell yeah.
Barry Floyd. I mean, all these dudes, Jamie Alcorn.
Hell yeah.
Like all these kids, Hungry Jacks.
Hungry
Yeah,
Jacks.
that's what it's called.
fucking
That's the
and it's-
Burger King
yep,
of-
the logo
yeah.
and everything. That's
Yeah.
wild.
So it's Burger King, but they can't call
Yeah.
it that for
That's
some
crazy.
reason. They can't do that.
That's
But,
so goddamn funny.
But growing up at Kona, because we all grew up at Kona, and then over at
That's where I first met
at
you.
the
was at Kona.
yeah, and then there was this Steve Buchanan was another one, and David Gilbert,
Hell yeah.
my good friend to this day, Eric Roop, all these dudes that I'd look up to, but like outside of when you have the people that you see, but then like videos and stuff, it was like Frankie Hill, Ray Barbie,
Hell yeah.
Matt Hensley.
Hell yeah.
Danny Way, obviously.
Yep.
Tony Hawk was always, just
Yeah.
those dudes were like Mike Vallely. Like that's when I was like hooked. You know what I mean? And then that shit just kind of never changed. I mean,
Right.
I'm fans of everybody in skateboarding.
Yeah, I was about to ask
Right.
Any of these younger like heavy hitters who you like in these days?
Dude, I'm always been. And I've always, like Kyle Berard is a buddy of mine.
Yeah,
dude.
big
I've
shout out
always
to Kyle.
been a big fan of
front,
him. But
front
like,
rock concrete.
yeah. So like then like I've always been a fan of Dennis Business.
Fuck yeah,
Like,
dude.
I think he's
Hell yeah.
like that dude, and then like Ashad. Those dudes. I mean, they're not younger now,
Right.
But still, like you watch videos of those dudes. Appleyard is another one.
Dude, I love
Arto doesn't
Appleyard.
skate much anymore, but that dude, like. You'd
Dude,
see
Tom
those
Penny's been getting
dudes,
back
and
on it
then
heavy.
Rick McCrank is another
Yep.
one, and probably these dudes I'm naming kind of skate the way I like to skate, because all these dudes I'm naming, they skate all that shit.
Everything,
and
and
they fucking
fast
kill
as
it.
shit, yeah.
And they kill it. You know, Grant Taylor, another
Yeah,
one.
another
It's just
one,
like,
yeah.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he can go fucking 50 a big ass handrail and then do a 9-foot frontside air in a deep end.
Yeah, that's so
Paddless.
sick.
And you're
No
like,
grab.
dude, this dude's fucking gnarly.
Gnarly
like,
as shit, yeah.
you
Dude,
know,
no
like,
grab.
yeah, like, and just like, and I've always been more of a style dude, and I feel like all those dudes had like effortless style
For sure.
and made it look. It's like when it doesn't even matter the trick. It's just like,
The
dude,
way
that
they
guy
do
just
it.
ollied those, like, you know, ollied the pyramid, and it made it, you know, fuck. I could watch
sure.
this dude just push around.
Yeah,
Like Donnie
exactly.
Barley. Donnie
No,
Barley
yeah,
was
yeah,
another.
dude.
I could just watch Donnie Barley push down the road, and I'd be like, that is so sick.
Yep.
Like, to me,
It
just
looks-
the way it's just so comfortable. Like,
looks
you know?
Well, speaking of style, man, you've got one of the best one-footed ollies ever. How long you been doing that trick?
Shit, man. that was from Matt Hensley.
Yeah.
Watching those like
Yeah.
old Hocus Pocus and
H Street videos.
H Street videos, and they used to do them. How I learned them is they used to ollie, and when you took your foot off, you'd smack the board so you wouldn't get nutted.
Oh, yeah.
Because you know, when they do them, they'd ollie and take their foot off on the come up. So that's the way that we'd learn them, and then you'd knock the nose down.
Yeah, you always had
And
that
then-
pitch of the nose down, which I love in that
and
kick
then I
out.
learned how to do them where you ollie and get level, and then take your foot off, and then
Fucking-
you're
Yeah.
in complete control.
That's-
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, you can just chill and then just put your foot back on when you want to,
That's
kind
how-
of thing. you know?
Yeah, I learned Ollie Norse because of like seeing you do them when I was younger. I was like, dude, that trick is so fucking
and
sick.
I'd always tell people that ask me, I'm like, just get flat and then
Yep.
take your foot off. Don't fucking concentrate on just trying to kick it. You don't have to kick it.
Yep.
You just take it off.
Hell yeah.
Like, once you're like, when you ollie and get like, especially like out of a bank or off of a ramp, you know, when you get flat, then you just take your foot off.
Yeah.
You know, I know it make it sound like, oh, you just take your foot off. but-
No.
After a couple thousand tries.
Right.
You get there.
Once you get there, yeah.
No, because I learned how to do like a crail grab, and then I let go of the crail and Ollie North after the grab.
Yeah.
Like, and it's all because of how you're like you said that to me once when I was young at Monument, and I asked you, I was like, "Yo, Ollie Norse, how do they work?" And you pretty much explained it the same way you did
Yeah.
back then.
It's the same. It's
As soon as you get used to it, it's fucking like it's brutal when you do them right.
yeah. It's good, man. They're fun. And now, I mean, dude, there's dudes that like board control is so stupid.
So
It's
crazy
so
now.
smart. I mean,
It's
I just
ridiculous.
watched the Tampa Pro contest. And I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
that guy just did something that would take me. I couldn't do it. I mean, I can't do that.
Yeah.
like
Dude.
it
No,
ain't
for
gonna
sure.
happen. Like I would, but like dudes can like kick flip, catch the board, and then like
And now all the combo
Dude.
tricks on the rails.
Yeah.
Like early 2000s Tony Hawk Pro Skater game. It's like, I feel
It's
like
real.
it's real now. It's like, we used to play that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like X, Y, square, square.
Oh, no,
like,
left, right. Yeah.
Let me do a revert
And
to a
everybody
manual up the other
manualing
side.
in and out of everything. It's definitely wild. The progression has, and the ladies, the progression. I mean, just honestly, in the last 10, 15, 20 years, it's like been an explosion of talent in the female sector.
Oh yeah,
Which is-
we're doing this thing now. Actually, it's funny you said that. They're doing Lady Skate Day now.
Yeah, I love.
And we
I love
did
that.
it on Wednesday, and actually we were just doing that before we came here.
Fuck
She
yeah.
like,
Yeah, I
'cause it's
follow
like
them on
roller
Instagram.
skating and skating,
Yeah.
you know.
It's so
Is that
rad.
at the
And
block?
yeah,
yeah.
well, we did the one today at Jack's Beach.
Oh, cool.
But on Wednesday we were at the shop doing it. But dude, it's epic. It's like all these chicks just like. It's cool, and
Yeah, I
you
need
can
to bring my
tell that
daughter
they're
out for
really
that.
like into it. It ain't
Yeah.
like
Fuck
a
yeah.
fad. It's like they want to learn this shit, you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
and it's. I think it's a really good thing for everything.
I totally
Yeah.
agree. I totally agree.
Dude, my
Yeah.
daughters don't want to skateboard. They have
No.
no care for it.
And, that, and
my
that's how
oldest,
mine was.
she skates, but my youngest, not so much. She actually just took her bike to Kona for the first time.
There you go.
And she was like so scared on her roller skates, scared on her skateboard. But like, dude, she got on her little bike. She was going all around the freestyle, rolling in. I was like, I guess we got a little BMXer.
Yeah, and you never know, because of that, she might hop on a board one day and do that.
Well, my oldest, she's 13, and she's basically been skating since she was, younger. And I worked at Kona. I managed there for a couple of years, so she grew up kind of coming to skate camp and stuff. She's on the mission to learn a kickflip right now, but she's got ollies and like front 180s. She can like drop in the big mini ramp at Kona and do like rock fakies and stuff and slash grinds. But yeah, dude, it's super fun watching the kids' progression. You know what I'm saying? Passing the torch.
Oh yeah, I remember when mine was little, and I always like, I remember this is just how I was raised. My mom was always like, I don't care what you do, just as long as it's positive.
Yeah,
right.
Same
so
here. Yeah.
when Hannah, when Hannah was younger, I never was the one to go put her on the board like, we got to go do this because I do this, you know? So I would take her to the park on the Razor scooter and just laugh because we're all like, I know I'm not going to sit here and bat it, but like, you know, you're like, God almighty. But then I'm like bringing it there, you know? But all I'm looking at is my kid smiling, riding her little
guilty
scooter.
of the same thing, bro.
Right?
I'm guilty of the same thing.
And I was like, this is fucking rad. She's having fun, but she never really got it. She can roll around, but I never was like, you need to go do this or do that. I was just like, either because it was the same for me. It's like, either I'm going to like it or I'm not. And I don't want anybody to tell me, you got to do this.
Right, no,
it's
for sure.
like,
it's one of the reasons why I got into skateboarding, because I played team sports growing up, and it was like, we moved down here, and I got introduced to it, really, and it was like I fell in love with it, and it was just kind of like the freedom, and it like was all on me. Yeah. And then no coach yelling at you. There was no amount of equipment or shit that you can buy that would increase your ability. Like, you had to put in the time, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with it. Honestly, my daughter was kind of responsible for me getting back into it. Like, 21, got distracted, partying, drugs, nightlife shit, and didn't even realize that, like, I woke up like 6-7 years later, and I'd only been on my skateboard like maybe 4 or 5 times in that period, because I just was waking up too hungover. I was working all the time. It was just like I always had a board. And then I had my daughter, and she got to toddler age, and she thought it was cool. She was sitting on it, and then I would put her in between my legs, and we'd bomb the little hill in the neighborhood and stuff. And then I like took her to Kona, and it was like, damn, I had so much fun. I can't believe I let this slip out of my life. And it was like, on from there, I'm coming every week, and that was.
It's weird, man.
Like
Once you have kids, you realize.
Years ago now,
when I realized when I had Hannah, you realize just like how much like time you
have in a day.
thought before that, like, oh, I ain't got time to do that, and then you have kids, and it's like you're doing 47,000 things a day.
Yep.
On top of still skating and doing all this other shit. You're like, God dang, man, I didn't, it makes you think about the time you had, like, before.
Yep, for sure.
Right?
Like, damn, I really fucked off a lot.
I wasn't doing shit.
Exactly. My oldest daughter's about to be 10 on the 29th of this month, and like, I think about it all the time because her younger sister is going to be 7 in August, and like I have them all the time. Like, they live with me, and like throughout the days, I'm like, hey, you wanna like just go, because I can't skateboard anymore. Like, I got to get both my hips replaced and everything, and so
you're lucky you're walking. So like some days,
dude, like 2 months ago, I was still in a wheelchair. Like, I would just going through doctors trying to figure out how they're going to do surgery, and they're like, oh, we don't take your insurance, go somewhere else. And like, so I'm like on the 7th doctor now finally. But it's like, my daughters, they've just seen me be down and out for so long, and they don't want to like get on a skateboard just because I'm not there to like help them. And like that's one thing, but my oldest daughter's into anime and stuff, so now I got to read in Japanese a lot, so that's pretty fun.
Watching a lot of cartoons.
I'd love to see that.
Dude,
what does this say?
Konnichiwa.
That's like all the kids are into anime right now. Yeah.
Origato.
Hey, so let me ask you this, Mike. How'd you get the nickname Dinger?
Oh man,
how'd this come about?
All right, so no, it's not bad actually. Like, so it's really funny actually. So when I figured with a nickname like Dinger, there'd probably so how
be a
this
story.
all started out was I rode for Fibro back in like 98, 99. And when they would send me boxes of boards, he would write my name and write Peter Dong on it. That's what he would write. So it kind of started out as Peter Dong, right? And then they started calling me Donger, like instead of Peter Dong. And then, so we're at a...
That's even nowhere close to your last name, dude.
So we're at this thing. It's this like San Diego trade show thing. And all these skateboarders are there and shit, and me and Berard are like hammered, and Berard comes up to me and he's like, Donger. Well, you look to my left, and I don't know if you remember this, but do you remember the dude that could ollie like way high named Ken Liu, and they called him the Donger?
I don't think so.
You're gonna look this dude up. He had long hair, and he fucking had like, he could
crazy
like
pop.
I think for a while he held the record for the highest ollie.
Really?
And they called him the Donger. Well, that dude is standing next to Kyle when he says, hey, Donger. And then that dude looks, and then Berard's like, donger, dinger, donger, dinger. And then it just turned into...
To donger and dinger.
Yeah, and then it was just like, all right. And then it was just like this fucking name that just kind of happened.
Ken Lou?
It just put the donger skateboarder.
Yeah, you don't want to see what the pictures come up as the donger.
The pictures come up for
Ken
the donger.
Lou, the donger. Yeah. That's him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
If
So
you look
he
him up,
was
don't go to
standing there.
images.
So dude was cool.
Hell yeah.
And it was just kind of like a funny moment, but then it just like turned into that, and then like all my buddies started calling me that, and then it even got worse because when I was like raging all the time, I'd turn into El Dingro. Because I'd just be like this.
Yeah, I've got one of those alter egos, so I understand. I can relate.
So
I put my cape
King
on
of bad decisions over here.
But yeah, and it just kind of stuck, and it was just that was it.
That's fucking awesome.
It wasn't like plain, it's one of those things.
Those are the best nicknames, and those are always the ones that stick.
And then it's just been there for all my old buddies that I grew up with to this day. It's still
Dinger.
Yeah. So it fits me though for sure. I'm a fucking idiot. So
what was your first sponsor?
Excuse me. Sunrise was like the shop sponsor.
Big shout out,
obviously, and then a company called Beast, which is crazy.
Flatline?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is when Josh and Ryan ran it.
Okay.
It was actually called Hulk by Josh Lauderman and Ryan.
Okay.
And then it
HAW
switched to
Hulk?
Beast because I don't think they could use Hulk because of the name. Like, I could be wrong about this, but I think it was like using
copyright infringement.
Yes,
yeah,
or whatever you call it. So they called it Beast, and then they started making boards with the Flatline logo. You know what I'm talking about? And
I remember that. That was like around the time that the Big Street course, the first iteration of that at Kona. Because I remember seeing young Joey.
And this was
out there
Skate
with the
Asylum
Beast.
time. All that shit,
and
right?
Gus Cooper.
Yep, exactly. So then, and then when I rode for Beast, I went to the Tampa Am in '98 and did really well. And then that's when I met the Fibro dude and Ryan and those guys. It was just kind of super small and local. Yeah. And the opportunity I had with Fibro, it was like a bigger thing.
Right.
And then it was just like those guys were even like, yeah, you should,
How long were you riding with Fibro? Because Illenium was like early 2000s?
So Fibro was 98 to like 2001.
Okay.
And then Illenium.
That was a heavy team, Illenium.
Yeah. Well, there was a company too called Eastwood I rode for a minute after Fibro.
Okay.
And that was like with Kyle Berard and Trey Winslow and Joe Fernandez, Brian Dale. A lot of North Carolina, Virginia dudes, super sick deal.
Hell yeah.
And then that kind of went bad, and then it didn't go bad. It just
it ran its course.
And then Illenium came along, and then it was like kind of.
Hell yeah.
And World Industries, and then Consolidated.
Yep.
Dude, my older brother, his first skateboard was a World Industries board. I think it was like 2001 or some shit. But
I think it. That time, because World's been around forever. I can't remember when I got on World though. It was probably like 03, 04.
Yeah,
something like that.
I remember the first time I met you was like in 04, and you're still riding for World back then.
Okay, so it was probably around then because the Illenium had ended, and then
Yep, because you rode for Globe at the same time, and the Opinion video came out.
Oh yeah, the Globe Opinion video.
That's when I was on Illenium.
Is
when I filmed the Globe video. Yes.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I used to watch that part over and over again.
Yeah, it was cool,
especially
man.
that Treaty Park footage and just seeing all the local shit. It gets you super hyped.
Super hyped because that whole thing too. That was kind of crazy about that video was they flew me to California. It's crazy how that shit is sometimes. They're like, hey, we need you to come out here. I'm like, okay, cool. I come out there and go sit in a room just to be told, hey, we're making this video. But it was cool. I went out there and skated. It's all good, but it was kind of weird. Like I always thought, like, damn, they flew me all the way
to tell me that we're making a video.
There's a dude coming out of fucking cutting trees down to like, okay, you're flying me out here and picking me up in fucking air. What the fuck, And
the company needs you.
So they were like, we're gonna do the original thing. It was gonna be a section with like me and two other dudes. It wasn't going to be like a whole thing. Mm-hmm. So then I got back home and Bo, Bo
Crumb?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Big shout out.
Yes. He sent all my footage to them And then they flew me back there again. And they're like, look, we've seen all this. We want to just give you a
full part.
You're right, because I had already had all this shit that I'd been doing with Bo.
Yeah.
And so then I'm all excited, and it's kind of a funny story. I fly home, and 2 days later I go to Kona at midnight and light the tombstone up and try to blunt figure the tombstone palace and broke my fucking arm.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
Or my wrist or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's kind of funny. Whatever.
Did you
I
ever
don't
do the blunt
forget
fakie on it?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I had never tried again because I came in and I had it. I hit the kink. And
I was
just
about to say,
flew
was it the
all
kink? Yep.
like that. And then I just never really. I did some other stuff on it. And then Tim Johnson too, man. It was so sick.
no
I was
pads.
like, dude, you got to go do this shit, man. Like I tried. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
He was another one of my favorites growing
Yeah,
up.
and he
I loved
fucking,
him.
dude, he handled that shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's no
Great.
pads or anything.
Yeah.
And like Bob Burnquist did it, but it all padded up and everything.
Yeah.
And then Timmy was like, yeah, fuck that shit.
And then some kid just recently front blunted that thing.
That's crazy.
That
That's
the
fucking wild.
kid, I think, is a kid who won Street League. What's his name? What's his name? What a kid from? He's from America.
Was it Jagger Eaton?
Thank you.
Or
Yeah.
Jagger?
One of them.
One of
dudes.
them.
Yeah, he
yeah,
did
I'm
that
100%.
shit. It was
That's brutal.
punk rock.
That is
Like,
gnarly.
yeah.
The frontside ollie that Jake Wooten did, the 40th anniversary party, was one of the wildest fucking things I've
Dude,
ever seen.
Pedro Del-
Straight up, straight down, like wild.
Dude, Pedro Delfino did front invert on it at like one of the anniversaries, and this is before he was on Death Wish and everything. And like, I didn't even know he skated street. I always thought he just did vert and was brutal like that and skated pools. And then when he got on Death Wish and all the street shit coming out, you're like, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Holy
The
fuck.
best thing I ever seen on that thing though was Buck with backboneless off the side.
Oh, so
Dude.
sick.
Best ever.
Dude, I've
You
seen
actually,
that
I
ever.
love seeing all the clips of you skating one of the, I don't know, the least skated things, the gnarly inside hip of the J run.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen you pop over that. I mean, like, even the
Yeah.
video clip doesn't do it justice. The bank that you come in on is fucking gnarly.
Yeah, it's fun, dude.
Yeah, dude. You always
follow up
float
high
them.
and
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
in and yeah.
Yep.
But,
Dude, you and Buck got tandem bonelesses on the
yeah,
tombstone,
but my
huh?
shit was so fucking. Dude, my shit was like a sagging fucking granny's boobs or something. And here's Buck fucking.
Did it
You
extend it
know,
all
like
the way
it
out?
just. I was stoked that happened because I was like, dude, this is sick, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like he just dude,
Has the best backside boneless.
it's the best shit, man.
Ever,
Like
yeah.
That's
I've
it.
seen a lot of shit go down on that thing, and it's cool and it's rad. But in my mind, like I can just because I guess you're there, you know.
Yeah.
He would, and what was so sick is he would do that shit on command. It wasn't like something he'd just do.
Build up to,
like,
yeah, it was like-
he
it was
would
like a-
just fucking roll in off the vert ramp after doing some run on that, and then just go down and he would be like so tweaked. And he did it perfect every single time. It
Yeah.
was just like, dude.
Dude,
That's crazy.
I've probably
Yeah.
seen Buck do at least 15 on those since I started skateboarding in 2001.
Yeah.
And
it's
still brutal as fuck
so
every
badass.
goddamn time.
So badass.
Every goddamn time.
Yeah, so you guys used to work together, didn't you? Out at the beach bars? Didn't you?
Oh
two?
yeah.
Yeah.
When everything when the economy hit and everything slowed down, I started working at the Ritz and
Dude, I remember
Yeah.
there was one time I was on the ladder changing the letters up there on the sign, and you just come out of the bar and you go, Chris, you ever fucked a fat chick before? And I was like, wait, what? I'm up there on the ladder, wind's blowing, I'm trying to get these letters right.
yeah, he's sketching out on that thing.
I'm like, someone's gonna find out my secret. And then I just yelled back. I was like, yeah, my old manager from Arby's. And he was just like, dude loses his shit. He's like, I don't want to hear any more about it. Manager from Arby's, that's enough said.
That's fucking great.
Yeah, just that you had Arby's in it.
Right? Yeah, that painted enough of a mental picture.
Yes.
I mean, I think we clarified earlier, we've all spent enough time at fast food restaurants.
I got overtime, I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Well, what you got going on these days, Mike? I mean, you skating much lately?
Yeah, well, not now. I tore my ACL.
Oh, bummer.
3 months ago? In February. What month?
Did you have surgery already and everything?
Yeah, I had
obviously? 'Cause you're
surgery
walking
2
around
weeks
pretty good.
ago.
Oh, okay.
So I got this like
the brace.
Yeah, and it only constricts me to go to like
the half
there.
bend. Yeah.
But no, I mean, all in all, it's called a cadaver surgery. They basically, I've got another. It's pretty crazy. I have a donor's ACL, and they
Wild.
they bolted in.
Yeah, Kyle Parisi had the same thing.
Yeah.
So this is why like these ACL surgeries are like better recovery time now.
Oh yeah, and I
because
mean,
before
like,
it used to be a death sentence.
right?
Like,
And I like, fortunately, I've never had like real bad knee issues ever.
Yeah.
So this is like the first time.
Yeah.
And I've just heard the nightmares from people and shit over the years.
I've had a partial tear of my MCL, but that was it. I didn't have to have surgery, luckily.
Well, when I did it too, they didn't do the surgery for like 2 months because they said because I had done some what was it, meniscus damage?
Yeah, you have a tear in your meniscus.
Yeah,
too.
so they were like, if you do both, sometimes it helps. One heals the other. It's weird because the fluid that is coming off the meniscus will help the ACL heal.
Oh, okay.
So this is what the surgeon said. So I didn't get the surgery for like 2 months. He wanted to wait and see if the ACL would heal. And then I went back and told him what I was feeling, and he's like, yeah, we got to replace it. So then when they did it, when they took out my old one, it was just smoked. He was like, that thing's done.
I can imagine.
So, but now if I do everything correctly, which I hope will work out because I'm so fucking active, it's hard to not do things.
I understand. I definitely understand.
I'm one of the, some people, it's way easy to sit on the couch. For me, I fucking, dude, I lose my mind. And
idle hands are the devil's playground for me, bro.
Yes.
I gotta keep busy.
Yeah. So but if I do it all right, he's like, you're gonna be right
ripping in no time.
Yeah, he's like, you'll be able to. He's like, you could go in like 4 months and roll around. I said, I don't work that way, dude. I said, when I need,
we don't just roll around. Yeah,
I'm like, you got to put me on restrictions, dude. Like, I can't. You got to. Like,
I need a doctor's note to get back in the skate park.
But everything from this point, it's only been 2 weeks, and I'm.
No, you're walking great, man.
Yeah, I feel good.
I was expecting you to be on crutches when you got here.
Yeah, I was only on crutches for 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Me around the house in crutches the day after.
You want to go get coffee? I don't even drink coffee.
Just need something to do. Get me out of the town.
Standing over me, just like staring at me. He's like, you ready to go get coffee? Doesn't even drink coffee. I'm like, I need a minute.
I like the cupcakes they sell there, though.
Yeah. But no, everything feels good. I'm super busy with the tree service, which is awesome. Skate shop does awesome. It's just like, it's kind of weird. I'm trying to get used to, like, I'm just so used to being like working all the time and being busy. And it's like, I almost feel like this is kind of maybe a blessing in disguise to like, because I have really good help at the tree service, but I'm always the one doing it because I'm just so used to doing it.
Yep.
So now I have to let
you have to let him take over a little bit. And the other guy that's doing what I usually do, he's doing really well. Fuck yeah.
But I don't think that point would have ever happened if you have to do this to me because we have to continue moving.
I can completely relate. Yeah, I'm a carpenter, and that's the way it is because it's like, bro, I mean, I can hope that you do it right, but then I might have to come back and fix that.
Right, or no matter how they do it, you
always find something
ways.
Yeah.
Right, or like whatever. But I'm super easy. I'm not super anal or like, oh, you should do this. I let him do it his way, and sometimes he does really well.
Yeah.
Sometimes he'll do something I might suggest, and then he does it another way because of what I see. Mm-hmm. But I've just got to learn, like, look, man, I'm not going to be able to do this forever.
Right.
So I've got to fucking learn a way to actually, instead of being like the teacher that's up there, be the teacher on the ground going, hey, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when I go, I'm not a good teacher. I'll be like, because I'm just wide open, dude. I'll go somewhere and be like, yeah, man, I'll just rig it there, do it there, put it there, and fucking let's go here, and we're going to Arby's to see a fat chick. No, but I mean, like,
that's what you call callback, boys.
I get the mind's just like, I'm fucking 8 steps ahead, and we still haven't left the shop yet.
Yep.
You know, so it's really hard for me. Like, even in skateboarding, like, people wanted me to be like go teach kids and shit, dude. I last like 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm not good at it. I'm not good. But if somebody like you guys came up to me and asked, it's way easier for me to go, dude, look, if you do it like this and this, you'll see what I'm saying.
You'll figure it out.
But trying to tell that to somebody that's never done it, I can't. I'm not.
It's
just
difficult
I'm not
to
good at it.
articulate, yeah, and you definitely gotta have the patience for that.
Yeah, and I don't think.
And they gotta want
I'll
it.
admit,
They gotta,
my patience sucks.
Well, they gotta want it too, because when I was working at Conan doing the summer camp, man, I had to do that all the time.
Right.
And it was like, of the 20 kids I had in summer camp for the week, or 30 kids, there was like 5 to 10 that were like legit wanted it. You know what I mean? And everybody else was like, you're trying to teach them, encourage, and it's like, I got no fucking time for this. Let me go teach the kid over there that's actually trying to learn frontside ollies on the mini ramp.
And
like,
that was the other thing,
I don't want
too.
to teach you to push correctly.
Right. And then I would I would go, and then I would end up find myself almost like doing a demo for these kids.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be, I'd just be skating, and I'm like, this ain't helping them.
Yeah,
You know, this ain't doing anything. So it just didn't seem to
fit.
Yeah, like it's hard, and it's what I'm doing. I'm relating it to like the tree service.
For sure,
It's like
yeah.
I see it all, and I just go do it. And my partner Eric, though, he's fucking awesome at teaching.
Yeah.
So we work really well together, because then he knows the shit like I do. So he's able to take them and go, hey man, look, he's good at showing them the right way to do shit.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just up there fucking wide open, like, yeah, man, we're fucking going, you know, but it works out. Yeah, like, yeah, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, everything's good with that, and it's cool to see that I've got guys that can like
Fuck yeah.
fill in.
Yeah,
you know
pass the torch to a little bit. Take a little load off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Honestly, dude, I don't know how you have that many hours in the day, because I remember an old story. You got off work from a landscaping company, went down to Maitland Banks, did a trick first try, and then went to Tampa, did really well at Tampa, then came back and went to work like the very next day or something like that.
I don't know.
Like,
I'm wide open, dude.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Shit, when I won Tampa AM, I was in a tree the next day.
Yeah.
Damn.
And there are people in California calling me like, why are you working? You don't need to work anymore. I'm like, what?
What?
I mean, that's
Chainsaws in the
just like,
background.
but it's rad. I'm glad I grew up with that mentality.
The blue collar.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I don't know any other way.
Yeah.
And what's kind of weird is right now in my life, I'm probably the happiest I've ever been.
Fuck
and
yeah.
I'm doing the same exact thing I did 20 years ago.
Fuck yeah.
Before the skateboarding took off. Now, don't get me wrong. The skateboard career was the most epic.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at, though, is just like I was just the whole skateboard career was almost just like on a carpet. So you're just kind of like cruising and like enjoying it and like looking at it like, fuck, I'm on like a 12-year weekend right now.
Yeah, that's
you know
right.
what I mean? And like doing what I want to do. But what I'm doing now and how it's doing, and I'm busy all the time, and I'm here and there and whatever, but I'm fucking happy.
That's fucking sick,
It's
dude.
great. I love what I do. I
Yep.
mean, you know, and that's all I want to do is I think the best thing in the world is getting paid to do what you love.
Exactly.
I love doing tree work. I love to skateboard.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. What's the name
So,
of the tree company?
Southern Pro Tree.
Southern Pro Tree.
Yep.
If you're in the Jacksonville area and you
Yeah,
need
our
some
shop's in Mayport.
tree work done.
So,
Fuck yeah.
Yep.
Definitely holler at them.
Yeah. It's cool, man. It's fun, and all the dudes I work with are just like us, and it's great,
Just a
man.
bag
It's like
of
a family. You
Yeah.
know?
No, dude, I
And-
totally relate to that.
and all the surroundings and shit. That's what I'm all about, man. I'm not scared to work.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, but now don't get me wrong. If I worked with 5 dudes that sucked, I'd be fucking over it.
Right.
It's all because it all like blends with skateboarding. Like you go skate with people that are fucking kooks or fucking assholes or whatever.
Been
You're not
there.
gonna have fun. You're gonna be
Yeah.
like, man, this fucking sucks.
Yeah,
No
for
matter
sure.
how much you want to skate, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So
Dude,
my surroundings are a big part of my life. Yes.
Well, there's like a lot of professional skateboarders where they get done, they've never worked a real job, and they spend all the money thinking it's going to keep coming, and it stops, and they don't know what to do anymore because they've never really worked. And I think that's like a main like stable point in like skateboarding. Kids should just be able to have that mentality coming back to work, because this shit ain't gonna last forever.
Well, we also kind of come from the era where there was actually shop classes in schools and stuff like that. So I don't know about you, but I got into carpentry because of wood shop, you know, in middle school, and then which led me to guys I met in the skating community here as a teenager working construction, being like, oh, you want to come scrap out for us? And next thing I know, they're buying me a tool belt. They're teaching me how to frame, drywall, this and that, you know? So, you know, unfortunately, kids aren't being taught how to work these days.
No.
They're being taught how to take a test.
It's just a different era. I think, I don't know. A funny story is, and this is epic. So Hey, will you grab me another one of them drinks out of the truck?
Dude, there's a refrigerator full of stuff.
I got some of them yellow dogs, bro.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway.
He's not talking about dog piss, ladies and gentlemen, all right?
So I'm in this van, dude, in on a globe thing, right? And when I think back at this now, it's just epic. It's like okay, so you got me,
right?
Then you got Rodney Mullen.
Oh goddamn.
Sean Mosley.
Oh shit.
Chet Thomas.
Yeah.
Paul McNow.
What are you doing
Matt
there?
Mumford.
Yeah.
And I'm in this van on this globe thing, right?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
And one of the dudes is like talking about, hey man, you know, like you should like plan ahead, like so when you're done skating, man, like trying to get in my ear about this. And I was so amped on just being there.
Right.
I was like, dude.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I literally was like, dude, listen, man, let me tell you. I said, I'm just going to enjoy this shit, and if I got to go back and cut trees down in 10 years, I'm going to fucking do it. I'm just enjoying this. And I just remember Rodney Mullen, of all people, just loving it. He was laughing so hard. He's
That's
like, that's
awesome.
the best answer I've ever fucking heard.
Fuck yeah.
But what's kind of funny is here I am. I mean, it's 20 years later, but like, yeah, and I'm doing that, and I'm happy,
dude.
you know?
Fuck
like,
yeah.
That's the way it's got to be, man. Like,
I don't think I'm one of those people that is meant to have money where I don't have to do anything, because I'd probably end up.
You'd still be doing shit though.
I would end up making really bad decisions.
Well, I just think it's not. I think
Chris, you know this is true.
I'm hoping as I get older, maybe that will happen, and then I'll be more. But like, I think like if I were given a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I did well. I'm very happy with the whole thing, you know. But like, if I had like the endless things, like I'm already on this whole fucking airboat thing. I want to buy an airboat, right? And like drive that. Yeah, look, just drive that bitch down like Mayport.
She's like,
because look, I'm sober. I don't party anymore. So if I get pulled over, the first thing you're thinking is there's some drunk dude driving an airboat.
Dude,
I'd be
like,
I don't drink anymore too. That's fucking rad. Good for you.
Dude, I get just a bunch of Red Bull cans and Pepsi
I'm
cans
like, I'm
crushed in my
high on
back.
caffeine and L&M, motherfucker. Shit, dude.
I'm hippie speedballing.
Oh, shit.
No, dude, there's an airboat that's always right out here off Fort Caroline, like
Dude,
parked in
they're
that
so
one
badass.
field, and
man.
I want one so fucking
They're
bad.
sick, right?
Yeah,
and
they're
I'm
so
like,
rad.
and I always go like this. This is a good thing. I'm like, hey, go through your phone and name one contact that owns an airboat. Well, if I owned one, then I'd be in your phone.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
There's only one guy fit for the job.
Yeah, fucking, that's awesome.
Exactly.
God damn it, I got to get around that airboat once, dude.
So
When you get
I'm
that,
always
please.
talking at the shop. I'm like, man, what I really want to do is one day buy it like under the tree company and like logo it with the tree company shit.
Fuck
and
yeah.
just like rip like fuck it, man. Like,
Have it pull up on
shit's
job sites?
Have you ever been on one?
One
No,
time,
dude.
they're sick.
Oh, dude,
They're so fun.
like I've been on two. I've been on like a fucking family boat tour airboat thing,
Yeah,
and
I
it
went on a
was
big
the
one.
worst shit ever because the guy's going like 20.
Oh no, we had a fun dude that was wild out.
Yes, so
Yeah.
I went on this one in Orlando, and this fucking dude, he fucking pulled up, and the boat ramp's like far.
Yeah.
He just pulls up. He's like, y'all call about the airboat? Like, fucking already, like, and we're like, yeah. I'm with all the Volcom dudes. We're like, yeah. And he's like, all right, man, hold on. He just parks the truck, and we're all sitting there. We're like, okay, what's going on? Like, the boat ramp's over there. He just got out. The shit wasn't even chained to his trailer, dude. He gets out, on the concrete, and down into the water. And he's like, y'all bring that green shit in that cooler. Let's go. And it was, yes. And I'm like, dude, this guy is my fucking hero.
Yeah,
that's my spirit animal, dude.
And he took it. And I remember we were on the water. We're going like probably, I don't know, 30. What's fast on the water?
6,000 miles per
35,
hour.
40 miles an hour is pretty fast.
Yeah, it's pretty
right?
fast. Yeah.
So, I mean,
knots.
he's on it, and we're coming up on land, and we're all sitting in these chairs, and we're all fucking, yeah. And then we just see land coming, and we're like, fucking land. And we're all like grabbing shit, like land. And we just went right on land, and I was
That's
like,
fucking
dude,
wild.
this is
It's
fucking
a redneck hovercraft.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The
man.
ingenuity is so fucking not correct. It's awesome. It's a fucking John boat with a skid plate and a V8 motor.
That's fucking sick.
Let's go.
Tag me in, coach. Tag me in. I want to
SF
ride
Dinger.
so bad.
Yeah.
Dude, I always watch like Swamp People and shit, so I can check up on my family.
There's a big
You know what I
gator.
mean?
Yeah.
And dude,
Check on your
the
family.
dudes with the fucking fan boats are the raddest
Oh, they're
ones.
epic. They're epic. Yeah, that one guy that was on X-Men, Shelby. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like that dude. Like, dude, come on, man. I just
Come on
Give me
with
that
it.
shit. I love it.
Let's get it.
Dude,
It's
we're
like-
gonna see Dinger on Naked and Alone the next month and a half.
I'm so ready, man.
The
I
fucking
just,
Everglades on the airboat.
Something to do.
yeah, it'll give me something to do, exactly. But
So what? You guys got any future plans for the block coming up? I mean, it seemed like you guys went from one shop to then taking on Orange Park. Did Orange Park just come because it was like vacant, or
yeah, so the Orange Park thing kind of happened like just, or I guess organically would be the right word. Is like when what was the lady that ran it? Super cool lady.
Kathy, I think.
Is it Kathy?
I think it was
I'm
Kathy.
sorry, I forgot her name.
Yeah,
I'm
my
so
bad too.
with it.
Yeah, I'm very. Every
She was
time
super cool though.
Yeah.
She did it all on a nonprofit and all that. And when she moved out, we just happened to contact Orange Park, and they were like, we would love to have somebody there to kind of keep an eye on the park. It's got cameras, it's got everything.
Right.
So we just kind of came in and it just worked out where we were there. We're only really there on the weekends though, because of whatever. But it's just a super cool, like we don't have a lot in there. It's just more like, hey, we're here.
Yep, a presence at the park for the parents in the city.
Right,
You
and
guys,
we sell drinks and shit and whatever.
Expanding the brand at the same
cool.
time.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
not logoed at all.
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
go there, you don't see any like.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just kind of we're there and I'm stoked. It's
Yeah,
cool.
fuck yeah.
It's like it doesn't do. We're not. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
not like we're
Yeah.
whatever. It's just more. We're there.
Yeah.
Make it expand it a little bit.
So when you moved to Springfield, was the little plaza always a plan?
Yes, because we looked at the building, and what's kind of funny is James found the building, and I'm over there, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing over here, dude? Because it was gnarly over there
Yeah.
when we first moved over there, and James kept going, dude, I'm telling you, this area it's happening.
It's turning.
It's
It's
getting
happening.
gentrified.
It's
Yeah.
happening, and I'm like, and I was just like, all right, man, let's do it,
Yeah.
So he bought the building. Those three, all that area that's painted that color is
fuck
our.
yeah.
So he leases to the two police places next to us too.
Rad.
And
Was that 80?
but when we were in the back, the first thing we were going is, we could probably build a mini ramp or something back. I mean, we had the space.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Well, it's definitely evolved into a sick little
right,
plaza.
and then I came out there with like a machine and graded everything with Eric and then Tyson, Kid Rips.
Tyson Zane?
Zane.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tyson.
Yeah, big shout out to him.
His
Love that
mom
kid.
donated a bunch of money to us to build the foundation.
Rad.
Oh, shit.
She
Rad.
was all about it, and it was the coolest thing. She's just like, yeah, I want to help. Tyson's heavily into skating and wants, and
Big shout out to them, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
it was
yeah.
fucking great. So then we poured the foundation.
Hell yeah.
And then just over time, as we accumulated more income, we would add on. And then we're just like, dude, we've got like a
Legit little spot
back here.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
And it
City's not taking this one, boys.
No, and that was the other thing too. Is like me, Pete, and James have all learned. We've been through so many speed bumps and fucking whatever that now the shop is in a position where the best way to put it is nobody can fuck with us.
Fuck yeah.
Like it's like we're so solid where we are and what we're doing, and everything's legit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So everybody can just fuck off that wants to try to.
Yeah,
if they,
we
know
got
what
the
I'm
little
saying.
flossy DIY right around the corner.
Yep.
I mean, it's fucking sick.
And that's all city. And I mean, I don't. None of us take credit for any of these things.
Yeah,
we just want to be involved.
Same here.
And help and get it going. And Flossie's been a huge fucking. I love that place.
Oh yeah, I was when Cam was first out there. I was running my own carpentry business for a little bit, and I had a summer of a whole bunch of fencing. So I was taking any rubble I could find out there. I was just dumping it off there in the corner, putting a tarp on it.
Shit, man.
Meeting up
When we
with Cam,
did that,
giving him extra bags of concrete, like.
When we did that, the Street League thing, downtown, the Volcom Stone that was built out of concrete.
Yep.
Yeah,
dude, I
that
went
was
over
on
that bitch with my fucking claw truck, the loader truck.
Fuck yeah.
I fucking pulled the entire fence out, backed because the actual obstacle was in a dump trailer. We had to load it with a claw. The thing weighed like fucking 2,500 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I pulled the dump.
I was wondering how the fuck it got out there.
So I pulled the fence back.
Hell yeah.
Drove the backed the dump trailer in through the fence, which we had like that much room.
Yeah.
And then the claw reached over the fence and grabbed it
and placed it.
Set it down in there. And I'm out there, dude. This is like 9 at night. There's fucking lights blinking and shit. I'm like, we're fucking running it, like blocking the street off and shit. Like, oh, dude, it was so sick.
It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dude, fuck, that's so good.
My guy Philip that does it, he's a really good friend of mine, and dude, he's crazy as shit.
Hell
But,
yeah.
like, he's super cool, but he just don't give a fuck. So
I love it.
I'm like, come on, Phil. He's like, yeah, let's do it.
Let's
like,
fucking get it, dude.
Yeah, let's get it. So yeah, that was fucking a cool moment. I was like, dude, this is so sick. Like,
that's rad.
I mean, we had the entire street blocked off, all that shit.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah.
when we went to, Taylor Clark, the skateboard comedian?
Man, I think if I saw him, I'd probably know that.
I guess he was at the block or whatever with Devin and his buddy.
Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah, when we met him up at Flossie because we did a podcast with him. Like, me and Paul are both looking at the vocal stone. We're like, how the fuck did that get here?
Yeah, well, and that's where I wanted to get it like closer over, because right now it's kind of not really. You can like do manual shit on it, but I couldn't get the trailer in anymore. Farther into to get it out. So how far it is how far we could reach and get it in there. Plus it was like 10 at night on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like whatever, and we had to put the fence back up.
Oh yeah.
For
all
sure.
that shit.
Oh, yeah. So it was like a process, but I think if we went in there with like even like a couple pallet jacks or something and figured out a way,
we could definitely figure out a way to position it better.
It's just going to take some people. Honestly, I think like 10 or 12 people could probably kind of do one of these.
Yeah. Yeah. Just kind of a little bit at a time.
Move it down the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Because if it was in a different spot, I think it'd get used way more.
Hell
but
yeah.
I was just stoked it was in there. I was like, holy shit, this is cool.
Yeah, I heard that, like, I guess the city found out about it, and they're like, they're not really pissed about it. Like, they're kind of like build whatever you want, keep everything under 6 feet. They just want cops to be able to see in.
The only thing from what I've understood from Pete and just Adam and James and is kind of I think the graffiti thing and keeping it clean.
Yeah.
But the city actually came out and painted it.
Fuck yeah.
Like they had employees come out and paint the whole flat bottom.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so because people were, I don't know if it was graffiti or if they did it, but they're super happy with it.
Yeah.
They're stoked on it. And I think they're stoked on it too because every time you drive by there, it's getting used.
Yeah.
I mean, before that thing was just probably
an empty back.
Just an old tennis court
in the hood.
In the hood.
Like, who plays tennis in the hood? I'm not trying to be any type of way, but like, for real. That is a country club sport.
And what's crazy is the indoor park I tried to build, if you went right over the MLK on the other side, it was like right there.
Wow.
So it's like, that's the area that it's rad.
Yeah,
it's cool shit. Yeah.
Yeah, we were looking in the, me and my girlfriend, we were looking in the Springfield area, but we ended up just signing a lease on a place over in Murray Hill. But I like the whole right outside of the downtown area.
That's where Haddock lives over there, and Adam, all of them.
Yep.
You know Eric Haddock?
I know him acquaintances, not really close.
That's my boy, my UPS, the old brown Santa boy. Dude. That's what I used to call UPS.
Brown Santa.
Boy, I'd see that truck pull up back in the day, I'd be like, "Oh, Santa's here!" Fucking dropping shit off, like, yeah, dude, love it.
Dude, I love Eric, man. That dude's always been rad.
Oh yeah. Yep.
You would never be able to guess his age either. The beard really hides it well.
Mm-hmm.
Dude's like 87 years old, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Does he just for men the beard? Because I mean, shit, I'm 37 and the gray won't stop.
I'm not in his bathroom. I couldn't tell you.
He's a beautiful human being.
Yes.
There you go. That's what I call him.
There you go.
He's an idiot, just like all of us. Yeah, perfect.
Fucking love that guy.
Absolutely perfect. So,
man.
Well, fuck yeah, man. I've been stoked to link up with you. Honestly, when I first started doing this podcast was when I first quit drinking like 3 years ago, and I was just kind of looking for something else to fill my time. And it was kind of something I always wanted to do, and I was like, well, how can I kind of promote rad people doing shit and kind of, fill my time sort of a thing. And you were honestly on my bucket list when I first made my list of like wanting to work up to getting somebody on was Mike P. So honestly, fucking stoked to have you on, bro. Would love to.
I'm stoked. I'm trying to. I'm gonna do another one of these with Ryan King in a couple weeks. And
right on.
And me and Bo are actually working on this thing called Reflections.
Cool.
Because there's a lot of stuff that we didn't talk about, but it's kind of for that.
Yeah.
And you'll see that. And,
fuck yeah.
And it's a little more heavier. On the whatever, but I'm super excited about it.
We'll
And
definitely
it's
keep an
just-
eye out for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool
Definitely
as
promote
shit.
it however we can.
Bo just finished the one on Jamie Alcorn, and they're actually showing that at Kona in June.
Oh,
They're
sick.
doing a show up there and an art show and all that.
Very cool.
So, and Jamie Alcorn's the man, dude. He was one of the dudes when I was young that he had. I always remember he had this photo, and it was either in Thrasher or Transworld, Smith grind in the deep end of the pool, and he had
Hell
the
yeah.
best Smith grinds.
Hell yeah.
Like his fucking style was so dope.
Fuck yeah.
So like, it's just cool. Now he's like a super famous motorcycle builder, and
Yeah.
he's killing it.
Yep.
You know, and it's just like it's cool shit, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So.
Well, fuck yeah. Well, if you want, go ahead and plug anything you want to plug. Tell the people.
Thank you guys.
Block Skate Supply.
Yeah, no,
Fucking-
they know.
Yeah, there you go.
Pete sucks. James is
sucks.
an idiot.
There you go.
Love you, Adam. Tony, fucking Eric, Devin. I don't know. I'm gonna keep going down the list. I almost got all your names tattooed on my ass cheek, but probably a bad decision. Whatever.
He's the one who always sends you the mean text.
Oh, it's Mikey Sat. Fuck him. No, he's awesome. No, I just thank you. I'm glad.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad you guys had me. It's an honor to be here.
Our pleasure,
no,
dude.
man.
We'll definitely link up again in the future and keep an eye out for everything that the block has got coming in the future. And thanks for listening, everybody. Peace, love, and skateboarding.
High fives.
Yeah, man.
On camera or
no,
tape,
hold on,
whatever.
that was
one
bad.
more. One more.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, took us 3 tries. We'll work on it next time.
Yeah.